it's your Kayce, and welcome to Unboxed Radio, a show where we talk about the latest and biggest news stories in the world of sneakers. Joining me today, as usual, is Cory and Marco. Fellas, what shoes are you guys wearing today or planning on wearing today? Cory, we're going to start with you.
So I wanted to go for one of my favorite shoes of 2020. I recently just got these for a very good price. But I wanted to go with the Stussy and Nike Air Force One. Like I said, I think it's one of my favorite shoes of that year. I think it was like the end of like the collaboration that Stussy and Nike did. The cream, it's made of like hemp and stuff like that. Like, it's just a really, really good shoe. I'm actually very scared to wear it because, you know, I feel like one stain and it's done, but this is what I rock with today. It's a great shoe.
Love them. Marco, what do you got on today, or what are you planning on wearing today?
Today, I'm going to rock something that we talked about last week. I was able to pick up a pair of the Playoff 12s, and just like our point last week, I kind of wanted to bust them out this weekend, but you know, this is going to be more of a casual sweats or basketball shorts type of shoe, so I'm definitely going to get to wearing them. I tried them on and they was super comfortable, so I'm excited to wear these today, Playoff 12s.
My heart dropped because I really thought you were going to show me the concepts, and I was going to literally cry. Did you get them?
I got the shipping notification. They're on their way.
Okay, well, moving on to our first segment is News Unboxed, a segment where we highlight the most popular and trending news stories in the world of sneakers and much more. Okay, so Nike recently confirmed the 3 Air Max 1 releases for this year's Air Max Day on March 26th, which I know a lot of people anticipate every year. The brand announced they'll be doing 3 regional drops for the special day. In North America, Nike will release the Air Max 1 Blueprint. The sneaker features a grid-like pattern with a blueprint of the Air Max 1 design created by Tinker Hatfield. And then in Europe, Nike will release a women's exclusive, which I love, Air Max 1, called the City of Lights. The shoe comes with a dangling charm on the model. Love them. And then in Asia Pacific and Latin America, Nike will release the Wabi Sabi iteration with a top-notch leather stitching and more. All 3 pairs of Air Maxes are scheduled to release on March 26th throughout the Nike sneaker app and select retailers in their specific regions. So I know you guys have seen all 3 of them. Do we have a favorite? What are we, potentially looking to try and cop? I know obviously some of these are not being released in the States, but what do we think of the Air Max Day releases? Marco?
Well, I like them for a few reasons. The first is anytime you do regional exclusives to me, it adds a new level of excitement. If you're a collector, you want to, find somebody across the pond who can help you secure a pair and vice versa. So those are always cool to me. It's not a hot take to say that Air Max Day has lost a little bit of its theme the last couple of years, probably by design, right? Nike hasn't been going as big, but I think this is a solid offering. I especially like that women's exclusive colorway. I'm not going to get it, obviously, but I think it's a clean, and then you got the Air Max Day on the tongue, so it's just that little bit of extraness without being over the top. So I like these a lot for what they are, and I think even though this is not the biggest Nike Air Max Day shoe we've ever seen, we just finished talking about Air Maxes. Air Max is having a moment this month, the concepts, and there's probably some other collabs along the way either. So I think these are cool, and they didn't do too much with them.
I mean, yeah, kind of like what Marco said. Regional exclusives kind of take me back to when the sneaker game was a sneaker game. Before we had all of these connections, and obviously through social media and so many different channels to buy shoes from all over the world. It was something pretty ill about looking on a blog and hearing that this shoe was only available in Japan, or looking on a website or something, or seeing someone with a shoe that did not come out in America. So I mean, I like this a lot. I think that I like the Wabi Sabis. I think, just color-wise, they're really cool. It seems like a lot of detail on them. They're a little bit busy for me. The City of Lights are really dope. I kind of share Marco's sentiment of just there's a clean shoe. Clean shoe, it has the Air Max Day on and stuff like that. I actually love just the overall concept of Air Max Day. I wish that more legacy shoes kind of had days like that, because it offers, sneaker wearers of all sorts. I think the Air Max is I would say a universal shoe. Runners, athletes, soccer moms, businessmen, everybody in between can kind of get in on Air Max Day. Obviously, I can imagine with COVID and how things have kind of happened in the last couple of years, it has been slowed down, but I'm excited for what Air Max Day has to do for this year. And I think these 3 releases are pretty dope to bring it in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of sad because I feel at one point Air Max Day was at its peak, and to kind of see it decline is kind of sad. So I would love to see Air Max Day gain a little bit more hype behind it in the next couple years. And I think that with these 3 drops, you know, we might see a little more excitement. My favorite of the 3 is the Wabi Sabi, of course. Like always, I'm not gonna get them, but you know, wishful thinking, and you know, of the 3, I think those are probably my favorite. Moving on, still talking about collabs. According to Kicks, Supreme and Nike are releasing an Air Zoom Flight 95 collab later this year. Images of the Supreme Air Zoom Flight has surfaced on the web this weekend, and it seems like Nike and Supreme plan to release 3 colorways of the silhouette, which is black, university blue, and khaki. The sneaker features a suede upper with paisley print overlays, Supreme branding around the heel, bug eye, of course, and swoosh on the toe box. So according to reports, the collaborative kicks from Nike and Supreme will sell for $160, and then of course make sure to check back on Soul Savvy for the release and more release details. Cory, your face always is telling it all. What are you thinking when it comes to this Supreme Nike collab?
Yo, so it's wild. So like the Zoom Flight 95s are probably like one of the major shoes that I remember from my childhood, right? Like seeing J Kidd wear them, see him ball out in them. And even just, that was one of the shoes I remember just as a kid, looked like some superhero alien cartoon type shit. Like, you know, from the bug eye, I remember like, you know, the original ones was like carbon fiber, like a car or spaceship or something. So I mean, I think it's a very distinctive silhouette, and I think that, you know, like that iteration of it was bona fide classic when it comes to like hoop shoes and stuff like that. What I've grown to realize when it comes to Supreme collaborations is that you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, right? Like you have the SB Dunks, you know, top tier classic. Then you have something like this. This is not a shoe I would get caught dead in, but I understand because Supreme is the hype brand. It's gonna have a market. You're gonna see people forcefully wear it. And you know, obviously on the resale market, the secondary market is going to be a thing too. You know, I also, you know, and we talked about this when we talked about those ugly ass YSL sneakers last week. Paisley and bandana, like, just I hate them on shoes personally. And this is just another iteration of it, but I mean, you know, somebody's going to eat off it, so.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that whole paisley thing like had like a little bit of wave, like maybe like last summer, like, you know what I mean, on clothes and stuff like that. Again, like you said, I've never really been a fan of paisley on sneakers. Not really a fan of this collab. Marco, are you feeling the same way as us, or what are you thinking?
I appreciate this collab because Supreme refuses to do what people want them to do, or what's always on trend, or what's going to be the easy layup. You see it time and time again with a lot of their sneakers, especially basketball sneakers. Like you have the Jordan 14s kind of stand out to me as, like, you know, they're completely going the opposite direction of what the consumer thinks they want from them, which is exactly what you should do as a brand tastemaker. You know, they could keep running dunks into the ground if they wanted to, and they would flip like crazy, right? But I like that they're doing this. It's not a shoe for me. It's not even particularly a silhouette that's ever had like never been one of my favorites. I do appreciate that era of Nike basketball, but I do like this though, because I think that a lot of the hype beasts and the new Supreme people are gonna pass because it's not a dunk or like a Jordan 1. Like, yo, how do I wear this? And there's gonna be a lot of people who really like this silhouette and maybe really like Supreme that are just gonna be able to rock it. So that's dope to me.
Okay, so a little throwback here, but current Adidas basketball footwear designer Xavier Jones took to Instagram to share 2 Kanye Reebok samples from the 2004-2005 era. The Reebok sneakers, if released, could have been Yeezy's first collab in footwear. I know if you guys seen that, thank God that they weren't released as his first collab, because they're fucking terrible, but it makes sense for that era, right? Named the mascot trainer, Jones unveiled 2 colorways of the sample shoes, one a mixture of blue and the other one is like a brown tan, which looks like someone's uncle's sneaker. This sneaker features a plush nubuck and suede upper with slab soles. According to Jones, several people were involved in the design process: Don C, IB and Jasper, and more. And the shoes were reportedly slated to release in 2006, but were eventually scrapped by Reebok. Probably for the greater good. Cory, what do you think?
This shoe got me coughing. No, so I mean, it's funny, man. Like, you know, when I first saw this, you know, I was like, what the hell is this? But then understanding that this shoe was supposed to be released in the early 2000s makes total sense.
Absolutely.
You know, it really goes back to show, and I don't even really know if Reebok gets enough credit for, you know, their willingness to go into the space of collaborating with actual rappers back in that time, right? It's obviously 50 Cent, Jay-Z, the S. Card collection. And if you look at this shoe and how it looks, it's pretty much of the same ilk, which is kind of why I'm not surprised that it wasn't released, because I feel like that silhouette, that kind of like loafery, like the S. collection was supposed to be like the old school Gucci sneaks, and like the G units that followed it behind it. So like I think like this silhouette was kind of coming out of style in 06. So I'm not surprised that this didn't see the light of day. But I mean, if anything, man, kudos to Reebok. They were kind of ahead of the curve and want to collaborate with a Jay-Z and a 50 Cent and a Kanye. So
Marco, what do you think? Would we have caught you in these in 2006?
Probably yes, because it's just the era when you think about that time of footwear, and it's interesting to see there's a lot of Kanye samples that never came out from that era, from Adidas to Reebok to the S. Carter college dropouts, which I still want to this day. If I can get a pair of those, I would definitely want those. Like that's kind of like one of those true definitions of a grail. Like you might just come across a sample one day. Kanye is my size, so you never know. There's got to be some out there. But yeah, this one, it's just like I agree with Cory in the fact that Reebok was taking these chances. When you think about the ice creams with Pharrell, you think about the S. Carter's, the G-Unit sneakers, of course. So this fell right in line there. But it really reminds me of the Kanye documentary, Genius, on Netflix, where he's like pitching all these people and no one believes him that he's going to be the guy in footwear and fashion and music and culture. So when you think about like that era in music, he's trying to push his music. I mean, about that time, about 06, obviously he was already a star. But the shoes, like he almost has the same story with shoes and fashion that he does with music. He was telling people, hey, make me these samples. I promise you they'll sell, et cetera, et cetera. So you see all of like all this work that never got put out, but it shows that he's been trying to push for the sneaker things for a long time. So I think they're cool and they're a nice part of history. I can't imagine they ever come back, but it's cool to see that stuff.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense that those pictures were released now after like the Teases documentary drop, because it does make sense, like exactly like Marco said. So okay, moving on. Teddy Santis gave fans on IG a preview of his first New Balance Made in USA collection. Teddy shared an image of 16 silhouettes of his New Balance 990 series. It looks like Teddy included 2 colorways of the 990 V1, 7 colorways of the 990 V2, and 7 colorways of the 990 V3 for this series. If you don't know, Teddy was unveiled as New Balance's USA creative director last year. Details surrounding Teddy's first Made in USA collection are extremely limited. Reports do suggest the kicks will be dropping early spring. Marco, what do you think of this collection?
I think it's exciting because Teddy's been on quite the run with New Balance. It got him that new title there. What he's done with the 550, and then all of his other collabs have just been incredible. So this is really like him taking that next step and then giving him that full trust to do an entire collection of this much shoes. And I've never been a big 9990 guy or 990 guy, but I know people are really excited about this. So I'm excited to see. Like this is fun for me as somebody who likes footwear, is watching somebody ascend from great to whatever the next level for him could be, and to see it in real time. It's a fun part to be into sneakers, whether I want this shoe or not. It's just again, like you've seen his career and footwear continue to grow, and I'm excited for the people who are fans of it.
So I mean, listen, over the last couple of years, I've somehow turned into my father, where I don't necessarily need the hype sneak, I just need the comfortable one, right? And it's perfect timing, because I feel like with what New Balance has done over the last couple of years, has been really great. Obviously, Teddy, was doing what he's doing with Ame, and he's been killing it. Kind of like what Marco said, what he's done and brought to the 550 and really made what was a forgotten basketball silhouette in the New Balance brand be like one of the hype shoes. Like I've seen people call it like a basketball loafer. It's the wildest shit in the world. But it goes to show like the power that he's had. And we just talked about in the last segment what Reebok did back in the early 2000s of giving rappers giving them their first shot of like real creative freedom to like come up with projects. I'll be very interested to see in the future what we look like in the 2020s, the 2021s, and 2022, what New Balance has done. You know what I'm saying? Like they've kind of went against the grain with a lot of ways and really have hit a lot of home runs, partnering with Teddy, partnering with Joe Freshgoods, doing the whole thing with like Kawhi and like really reinvigorating their basketball line. Like New Balance is really on a run right now. So I'm very interested to see kind of the full collection. Marco will probably be a better source of news for this, but I don't remember seeing a full collection of shoes or silhouettes from a designer since Virgil and the 10.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely like to me like Ronnie Fieg, Virgil territory, where a brand is just giving you the complete keys, which is again another step and not an easy feat. So it's exciting.
Yeah. So I mean, like we haven't seen something like that in a while. And I mean, I'm very interested to see what it is. I actually like the fact that he's doing a couple colorways of the 990 V1. I feel like that's like the OG style of the 990. Obviously, everyone loves the V2s, the V3s, and I think like the V4s. So I'm excited. Hopefully I can get a couple pairs of these, depending on which ones are good and stuff like that. And yeah, man, these are perfect shoes to go food shopping in.
No, I love the hype behind the New Balance right now, and I know for me, like I've been paying attention probably to New Balance drops more than I have of anything else besides the concept. Okay, but like it's just really exciting to see like New Balance and the hype behind it. Not completely sold on like the basketball side of it yet, but definitely love the collabs and the colorways that they've been dropping. So, okay, speaking of drops, we are moving on to our my favorite segment of the show, which is Drops of the Week. A look at some of the most coveted sneaker releases that are dropping, and are these kicks a buy or a pass? So the first sneaker we have up is the Nike Dunk High Up Setsubun, releasing tomorrow, March 16th at $145. There is an orange suede upper with little hits of green and white on the overlays. Thoughts on these? Are they a buy or a pass, Cory?
So these are gonna be a pass from me. Obviously we talk week in, week out about how the Dunk silhouette is probably the silhouette of the moment right now. I can't get past like what seems to be like a double sole. It looks like some like marshmallowy, pillowy something. Like actually, as I look at these, they remind me of the trend that we see now with like those rough, rugged Ninja Turtle Converses that we see, like the ones with like the bulky toes. I hate them shits. So like these fit kind of in the same lane. So now these would be a pass for me, but I mean I'm pretty sure somebody will enjoy them.
Yeah, this is I'm not a big fan of like the reworking of silhouettes, but I understand why they do it. So and this is probably a little too loud for my taste as well. However, I was thinking the exact same thing. That trend of like that platform-ish sneaker, like that Converse that you were referring to, Cory, I don't see that going away, and there is a market for this type of shoe. I don't know if it's like the sneakerhead, but there are a lot of women who I think are gonna walk into a mall and think this shoe is really cool, and it's close enough looking to a traditional Dunk that people want to be on trend. So I could see definitely a certain audience enjoying this shoe, but it's a pass for me.
Yeah, I think I agree here with it being that there is a certain type of audience for this sneaker, and that there will be people who will want this sneaker. Like you said, I don't think the platform, that chunkiness of a shoe is going anywhere. I think that trend is very much in right now. I personally don't like these very much, and it does kind of like lean more toward like on like the women's style for me. But I'm not sold on them. There's nothing really about them that I like. The colorway is cool, but the silhouette's just not it for me. So I'm gonna have to pass on them. Moving on to the Nike Air Trainer 1 in dark smoke gray, releasing Thursday, March 17th at $150. There are some lockdown straps across the forefoot, plastic buckles, a canvas strap, high quality leather. Marco, are these a buy or a pass for you?
Pass for me. I'm not an Air Trainer 1 guy, and this shoe just looks like, wow. If you rock this shoe, you're ready for whatever life is going to throw at you that day.
Is it giving Black Air Force Ones?
No.
No.
It feels very tactical, right? Like if I had to pick one shoe, like for the apocalypse or whatever, like hey, you got to have one shoe that you got to be comfortable, you got to be able to run, jump, hike, fight, whatever. Like I'm rocking this one, right? Like, yeah. This is looking like
tighten them straps on the front. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready for war
shoe, for sure. So this would be a good shoe to have like in the stash if you ever came down to it, right? Like hey, I just need a shoe that can do it all right now. Fortunately for us and for me right now, I'm not in that position, so I'm gonna have to pass on this. But they're interesting.
All right, real quick before I give my thoughts on anything, I like how as the show has gone by weeks and weeks, I feel like this is our true versions of our real selves. Like the first couple episodes, we're like, oh yeah, we like it. The last couple episodes, we have no filter, man. Like if some shit is trash, if something's trash, it's trash. So Marco, I appreciate that. Was really great shade you just threw at the shoe. A shoe that's I'm ready for whatever, but luckily I'm not in that point of life right now is amazing.
Again, it's not terrible looking. It's just
Time if we see Marco wearing these, we know he's going through some shit.
Exactly. Ask if I'm good. Yeah, ask if I need backup.
Man, I'm gonna share Marco's sentiment. This is a pass for me. Actually, the wild thing is that I am an Air Trainer guy, but just kind of like what I said earlier. Just where I'm at style wise and comfort wise and stuff like that. I could definitely see this being a comfortable shoe with all the, bells, whistles, and latches. But this isn't just something I would wear right now. I do look forward, and I think I said this in the previous episodes. I look forward to seeing, hopefully the Air Trainer kind of come back out. More in the realm of what we saw, back in I said like the early 2000s with like the SB versions and stuff like that. But these are a pass. Yeah, this is very post-apocalyptic. I got that thing on me. I'm trying to fight for world survival. Shoes. But yeah, this is a pass for me.
Yeah, y'all know how I feel about chunky shoes and shoes with doing too much on them. So I really
do not like the chunky shoes.
No, I do not. I'm just like envisioning myself wearing this, and like I wear, sometimes pretty form-fitting clothes, and then I just have this like chunky ass sneaker on. I would look like a clown. Like I can see it in my head right now. So I think you guys have spoken for the people when we say that this is going to be a pass for Team Unboxed. Well, of course, as always, it was great talking to you guys. I think every show just gets better and better. I love you guys more and more. But again, thank you to the people who are watching. You are tuned into Unboxed Radio. If you like the show, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, and catch us on the next episode. Peace.
Peace, y'all.